everybody, it's Stephanie with SDC Wreaths for You, and today I am going to make a centerpiece. This is actually my centerpiece that I'm going to be making for my kitchen table. So I wanted to kind of bring you along with me while I do that. Let me go through all of the materials that I'll be using today. So I have this great glass vase, and it is from Hobby Lobby. You can see that was $2.99 at Hobby Lobby. And then I also bought this floral foam disc. It's 1.8 inches by 5.8 inches, so we'll be using that. This also came from Hobby Lobby. Of course, Walmart, everybody else sells these same things, but this is just where I got my materials today. I'm also going to be using two of these bouquets. I'm going to take them apart. Right now they're $11.99 at Hobby Lobby, 40% off this week. So the SKU number on that is 187195. I have two of these that we'll be using. I also have these open roses. So this is from Hobby Lobby, 40% off. SKU number 1212562. So normally $11.99. Make sure you get all your florals at Hobby Lobby the week that they have 40% off, which is like every other week. Then I also have these flowers that I'm going to use, also from Hobby Lobby. The SKU number on that is 910521. So they were $11.99, 40% off. Then I have some greenery that I got from Michael's. This is just one of their flocked little bushes that they had. I think I got this on sale. It's normally $3.99. I think I got it when it was $1.99, as well as this one. This also came from Michael's. A eucalyptus greenery bush. So this was $3.99. I got it when it was $1.99, I think. And I'm also going to use something I've not used before. This is a all-purpose moss mat. It's cuttable. I'm going to use that because I don't want you to be able to see this green foam when you look down into my vase. So I'm going to cover the top of it with this mat of moss, okay? Not worried about the sides, just the top, because, again, I don't want you to be able to look and see anything in there. And I'm just going to use, I think, twinkle lights in here. You can also use a LED candle in here. So just whatever makes you happy. But I'm just going to make the design tonight. So without further ado, let's get started. Of course, you'll need scissors, wire cutters, your glue gun, and plenty of glue sticks, all of which I have readily available. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to try to remember to stay in my square so that you can see everything. And excuse the boys, they're happily jumping around the house, trotting, walking, doing their thing. So let's get started. I'm going to open this up maybe this way. Looks like it's how it's supposed to open, but there we go. All right, so I'm going to get this opened up here, and I'm going to take a piece out. I'm hoping this won't be as messy as regular moss, but we'll see. Because, well, already I can see it's still messy. Okay, so I'm going to just get a piece of this, and I'm going to go ahead and cut a large enough piece for my circle. So you can see it comes in a square like this. So I'm just going to get a piece cut off here to go over the top of my circle. So I think what I'll do is turn this upside down, bring it as close to the edge as I can, and I'm going to cut, knowing that I'll just kind of get the ends wrapped around and glued down once I'm done. put that a little bit more. Alrighty. So bear with me while I put this mat back in the bag. Try to save some of the mess that this is gonna potentially make. But it still may not be as bad as loose moss and how that normally goes. So we'll get that back in the bag. And I will set this aside. Okay, so I do have nice moss all over my workspace that I want to clear off. Not going to go too crazy with it right now because I still have to peel this off and tack it down. So I'm pulling the covering off. And because I'm this is pretty sticky, y'all, but I'm still such a stickler for making sure I don't have anything come up. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some hot glue around here as well. I already need to put some more glue in my glue gun. So I'm gonna do this so I can just not worry about this coming up at all. All right, very sticky, very sticky. Okay, now I'm just gonna come around the sides with it. Again, you're not gonna see that because I'm gonna have flowers all around here, but still. All right, now let me get this off my workspace. I don't know how many of you work with moss, but it is messy. It's beautiful in your project, but it's messy to get it going. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and take this sticker off of the bottom of my little glass vase. And of course you could do this with alcohol to get it all up nice and neat. I don't have any alcohol with me right now, so I'm not gonna pause this and go and get some. Again, this is for my personal dining room table. If I were making this for you, I would get the glue off with all the adhesive. So, gotta love sticky stuff. We'll get this all off here. I'm sorry, my dog just bumped the table too. It's been storming here today. And although he is a lab and he's a big boy, he weighs like 100 pounds, he does not like thunder. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get some glue. So not just regular glue, but I'm gonna also use E6000 to make sure that this stays on well. So move that around. I really like this E6000. I like the low odor version of this. It is greatness. So I'm gonna put this just around the center here. For some reason that came out in a big clump and then it stopped on me. Okay. And then I'm still going to do some hot glue on here around the edges. Okay. And then I am going to center this to the best of my ability. hold that down for a minute. Okay. So, I love, love, love these beautiful teal flowers, shades of teal, but I'm gonna actually start with greenery. So I'm gonna cut a few of these off and get these all the way around. These stems are kind of soft. So what I'll do, I'll show you in just a second, they're kind of flimsy. They're not real sturdy. If you don't have a pick machine, if your stems are not real sturdy, and when you're sticking them into something, you can either use the floral sticks and wrap those around, or you can kind of cheat like I'm about to do. I'm going to use, these are like little pliers that I use for jewelry, but I'm going to actually use this to stick a hole, and then I am going to put hot glue on the end of this, and actually this is longer than I want it to be, so I'm going to cut that down. Don't need it that long. And then I'm just going to put glue on it and stick it in that hole. So that way it's in there. I don't have to worry about anything coming out. It's nice and secure. So let me go around doing that, just in various places. If I thought about getting my glue pot out, I would have done that, but I already have my glue gun on, so just kind of getting things going there with the glue gun. I'm kind of staggering these up and down so they're not all in a row. So this one's like more to the top. The one before was more in the middle. These are like towards the bottom, so I kind of staggered these out. I'm gonna clip these off. Had a lot of branch on that. And don't forget to take your stickers off either. Let's cut this one down. So I hope everybody is having a great day. If you are not following me on Facebook, please do so at SDC Wreaths for You. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. You can do that right now while I'm putting these stems in, this greenery in. You can go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on TikTok. And if you aren't following me there, please do. I would greatly appreciate the support. It means a lot. And if you are able to give me stars on Facebook, that'd be great. Really, really, really appreciate your support. You've taken time out of your day to learn something new. Hopefully something that is exciting and easy to learn. All right, I've got a couple of small ones to put in over here. I think I'm gonna have to cut one more little a couple pieces off of another eucalyptus. Found my hole. Oh, it's way over here. And I'm just getting these all stuck in here real quick. It's a small one. Little bitty one. And bear with me for just a second. Let me grab some more of the eucalyptus. Just a couple of pieces here. Actually don't need them all that long. Cut these small ones off. Just those two more in here. Because I will have florals in here, of course. Alrighty. Okay, so I've got my eucalyptus in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get some of these flocked pieces, and I'm gonna cut these shorter so that they're not as far out. These are some of my favorites. I like this look. And of course my florals have some greenery in them as well, so this is not all the greenery that's going to be in here. And let me get this tag off. This one is actually on a little deal. So, all right, so here we go with the flocked eucalyptus. Try to make sure I stay in frame. So these are very, very pretty. Move these over so I can see where I am. And I'm kind of skipping around a little bit, like skipping a couple spots, right? Between I'm skipping over two of the darker green. So it's like every two dark green, I'm gonna put in the flocked. Sorry. Get this all in. And then I'm probably going to end up cutting down some of the regular eucalyptus once I get everything in here and just see how it's going, because these are a little further out than I think I want them. All right. So I've got these in now. I've got one more piece. I'm just gonna slide it in right here. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take apart this little bouquet. It's gotten caught up in the rattan got caught up in my eucalyptus. So I'm gonna pull this off. And I don't know about you, but I save all of this stuff because I could end up using it. I actually have a box of rattan, so I'll just add that back in there. And then I'm gonna take this apart. So I am going to see if I can cut down through here. At least get it started. I've got the tape on here. So let me see. The best way to do this. So I know I need some elbow grease in there. Tell you what, I am going to use my little X-Acto knife. I have this little knife. I'm just going to cut straight down because that is not wanting to come off. So I'll score it a couple different places so I can pull this plastic off. And then I can actually start pulling these apart. I don't need all of this by any means, so I'm not worried about the ends and what they look like because I don't need all that. But I do have quite a bit that's together, so we'll just pull these all apart. We'll keep that together. So I'm gonna cut this pretty short and start getting these pushed through. Let me pull a few more of these out of the way. Make sure I get my price off of here too. Sticker. And believe it or not, when I was looking for, flowers in this color, I kept going, now they've got all these that are 40% off, but if I, buy all of the different flowers I was looking at, it would have cost way more than the 40% off the $11.99 of this actual arrangement. That out of the way. And this, I think, is the biggest flower that's in that grouping. So that'll be the first one I put in. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the rest of these down. All right, so I've got my flowers cut down. Yep. And then the greenery, or the extra little pieces, I'll cut those down as well. These little guys, I'm going to use everything that was in here, you all. everything that was in here. Make sure I get it used up. All right, here we go. Okay, let's start with, oops, one more piece over here that I didn't see. Okay, so I'm gonna actually start with my biggest flower, and keep in mind I've got 2 of these, so I'm not going to, I'm gonna focus on half and then go around on the other side and do the other half, because I've got all of these beautiful flowers. Put a little glue on this one. And I want this to kind of come up, so I'm going to stick it in this way. Okay, very pretty. I'm going to get the rest of these going. Oops, got to put a hole in there. I love glue strings, and I'm being sarcastic. I wish there was a way to avoid them, but it doesn't quite work like that. I haven't found a glue gun that doesn't end up giving me glue sticks, glue strings in here. Get a couple of these, keep these together. Arrange those a little bit. Get one of these little darker flowers over here. Kind of do that one lower, because again, I still have some white to get in here. I'm going to put one of these in, and I'm going to break up some of the white and get it started over here as well. Just so I've kind of got everything coming in at the same time. So here are some of the little roses. They've got the little push for the greenery to go up toward the top of it. I'm just going to get a couple of these real quick. Ooh, you went inside. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and this one I'm going to get in right over here. I'm going to do this one right in over there. That one has an extra little bud that we'll have kind of towards the top there. I'm gonna stick this guy in. Leaves. Okay. I love these. These are so pretty. Unfortunately, there's only one on each bouquet. So I'll have to make sure that I've got those on opposite sides of each other. When it's all said and done, I'm gonna get a couple of these white ones right here to push in as well. So cut a couple of these off. And I have this one kind of going in from the top. I'm definitely gonna have to put a hole in here. Okay. Let me do one of those on this side. I'm definitely gonna cut back this eucalyptus, guys. It's longer than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, so I've got this guy and this guy still ready to go. So I think I'm gonna do this guy on this side. And then do this darker color over on this side, since I don't have a lot of dark colors in this design. The darker flowers. There's my little thing. Hold that right there because I will definitely lose it because of all of the greenery around there. Alrighty. Still have some more greenery. I'm going to put in darker greenery. And this is just on this half. Because the other one, oops, put a hole in here. That just bent that all up. Okay, I'm gonna scoot these over to the side right now. I may not use these little pieces right here. So let me turn this around. I'm gonna get my other big blue flower. It's gonna go here. And then I'm gonna have my other little bushels on the other side, you'll see. Let's cut this down the center over here with my little X-Acto knife. Just to get this going. Because I do not need all of this stem, but I've got to pull it apart. And that plastic is no joke, y'all. It's thick, thick, thick. Take this price tag off. Pull this apart. And catch that very front part of this. Hopefully that did the trick. Yay! Get all of that off of here. I'm definitely going to pull out the big pieces that I know I need first. So I'm going to grab my, like I said, my big flower. This one I am going to get right across from this one. I'll get my little hole in here. My glue. And I want this one kind of going up again. I'm gonna cut that one quite as short as I should have. So I gotta work that one in a little harder. Okie dokie. Then on one side I had this little guy. Ow! Hot glue, hot glue. We have a joke amongst crafters that we do this out of the love of our hearts because the pain is for real. When it comes to burning ourselves, we do it often, unfortunately. All right, so we've got that in there. And then on the other side of that, we have one of the smaller white, light turquoise ones, or light teal. And we're going to come in with a couple of these white roses. Push up the greenery on these. Okie dokie. I'm going to get one over here. And the other one over here. Arranging this greenery so it's not covering up my florals where I don't want it to be covered up. I'm going to go ahead and get this guy in. Okay. I think I'm going to put this guy, I'm going to put him right here. It's a thick stem. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have a hole for you ready to go. I'm going to bend that one up a little bit. I'm going to come in with some more of these little guys over here. Another one over there. This one has a shorter stem, so I'm gonna go ahead and make my hole. And I've still got this guy that I'm gonna put in because he's so pretty. I gotta get him in here. Otherwise, he'd be so lonely. Left out. Let's go here with him. Go, go, go. Okay. Now, as I look at this, move some stuff away. Sorry, got right all in your face with that, didn't I? As I look at this, I know I'm going to cut some of this eucalyptus down, off, out, just because it's so long. The longer pieces are going to come off. I don't want you covered up. Let's see if I can do this. Some of these longer pieces of eucalyptus. Move this over here a little bit because it is definitely in the way. And just come through and touch up your flowers a little bit. I feel like I need some white here. I think I'm gonna just go around this top with these. Let me get a couple more of these cut. Oops, didn't grab that one. See what I got here. Have to make a hole with that because it's going through the moss and the foam. Get it in there. Get one here. And I got to get a couple more over here. going to see if I can squeeze 2 in right here because I only have 1 more of these pretty flowers left. So I don't want to just hold on to it for nothing or end up needing to buy some more to go in something else. So I'll go ahead and see if I can get 2 in right here. And the last one will go here. And if you don't have like pliers or anything like that, those little jewelry pliers, you can get an owl that you use in sewing, knitting, or you can get even a screwdriver. You just want to make sure that you're gonna be able to puncture the moss and the plastic that are still over this foam. And I did that on purpose with the plastic staying over the foam because I did not want to deal with, oops, the little flowers came off. I did not want to deal with having all the crusty stuff everywhere. So from the foam, because it does definitely get crusty. All right, guys, I believe I am done. I'm going to turn it around so you can see from the side, hopefully, the design. And I am going to, like I said, I think I put twinkle lights in here. Or, you know, you could do a LED candle in here. You can also do floating flowers in here if you want it. There's a gel that you can buy that you can pour in. Pour some of the gel in, place your floral arrangement the way you want, and then pour more of the gel in. So there's all kinds of different ways you can utilize the center of this. But for now, I'm done. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, please share with me those things and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Please, please, please follow me on Facebook at SDC Wreaths For You. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is also SDC Wreaths For You. And on TikTok, also SDC Wreaths For You. Actually, I have 2 TikToks. One is SDC Wreaths For You, and the other one is similar. It's just got a hyphen, a dash in between or whatever. I can't even remember what it is right now. So find me and let me know that you watched this video and that you enjoyed it. Or if you have any questions, let me know that as well. So until next time, guys, thanks and take care. Bye-bye.